Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to Beginners Taiko Tournament Season 9! We're back from a very close match between Miku and Namadine, and this time we've got yet another good match ready for you guys. As we've got, well, we've got Luqas from Spain, Luqas678 versus Decrare. Decrare? I'm bad with names. From Germany. Neither of these players have a warm-up listed for... Yeah, no, none of these players have a warm-up listed, so we're gonna get straight into the action. We've already started, my friend. At least the stream has started, but... And Decrare will be picking first, and Luqas will be banning first. Let's see. This is the losers bracket after Luqas ended up getting knocked down by, well, hello Tom Lowell. As for Decrare, they ended up getting knocked out from round of 64, but no matter where they came from, they, well, it's Luqas versus Agana. That's bad. That's a bad pronunciation. Both of the hidden maps are banned, and we go well, 2 of the hidden maps are banned, and we're going immediately to No Mod 1. Going straight to, well, I guess closer to the consistency No Mod of the map. Apparently Decrare is glad that 2 hidden maps are banned. We got bias in the co-coms booth in the fact that we become sad, but that's okay. It's not our decisions, it's the players' decisions. It's what gives the players their best chances of winning. So, in terms of this No Mod 1, well, this is when Muzakashi is going to start becoming the standard for the maps going forward, and if you're not used to, at the very least, mono triplets of DDD and KKK, you gotta start practicing those. I would recommend practicing pretty much any of the triplets at this point, but at the very least, you definitely want those mono colors nailed at this point. As we enter the first Ki time, Luqas has a little bit of a lead. Well, it might become a little bit more than a little bit of a lead at the rate we're going at here with that miss. One miss is not going to spell the end, especially with this being one of the longer maps of the pool. But Luqas is going to have to start messing up a little bit for Decrare to come back into it. And unfortunately for Decrare, that's not quite happening for them. Luqas having fun with their ghost happen on the left. As we enter the final Ki time, we've got a score deficit of around 50,000. With the map coming to a close, it means that at this point, unfortunately, it's going to be pretty difficult for Luqas to lose their lead at this point. Even a miss probably won't take them out. The 1/100 performance from Luqas in the red corner gives them their first point of the match. Yeah, I mean, the SS choke, I suppose, but I think that definitely sent a fairly clear message to their opponent. And unfortunately, it is Luqas's pick, so they can potentially nail down a potential further lead, or Decrare could end up coming from behind and making an upset for them. I mean, we had quite a few of those upsets from the last match, so it is possible that happens here too. And straight to No Mod 2, we got ourselves the more tech-based map. It's basically Muzakashi, but it's more complicated Muzakashi patterns than the other maps in this. We got ourselves our triplets, we got ourselves our doubles, we got ourselves a fairly dense, albeit low BPM, so some players might still try to single tap this. We're definitely starting to get to the point where that's becoming less feasible over time, but some players could still do it. I'm not certain if either of these two players are going to be the ones to do that. They both end up screwing up on the first finisher, which is very interesting to see, but it does lead them very neck to neck right out the gate. Decrare has a slight lead at the moment. Yeah, both players, they just a few odd 100s here and there are keeping these players very, very. They're checking each other, basically, I guess is the way to phrase it. There's the 1/3 section. Oh, and Luqas ends up choking on that section. There's those doubles. If there was one section to mess up players, that 1/3 section, that definitely would be one of them. As we approach the end of the map, it's not necessarily well, no, actually with how much of the map it is that there's left. Unfortunately, for Luqas, Decrare ends up taking back a point, so they've managed to tie up the game. And it's Decrare's pick. So far, with both players, each of their other picks have been just kind of won by the other player. We'll see if that trend keeps up. And, I mean, if that trend keeps up, we'll see another tiebreaker. Oh man, we're just flying through the nomads. I'm confused now. Alright. We're just playing the maps in order. So we're going to go Nomad 4, and then we're going to go Hidden 3. I don't think we're going to go Hidden 3. I don't think we're... You thought you'd lose 4-0? Well, that's impossible. You'd have to lose 5-0. You can't lose 4-0. That's not a thing, silly. We got our speed map here. Or speed NM. The true speed map is DT2 in terms of the speediest. Although going off of how Nomad 2 was performed, maybe Nomad 4 will be avoided. But so for this map at the moment, Decrare having a tricky time keeping their AC on this higher BPM at the moment. And even messing up the drum roll at least a little bit. Not nearly as big of a deal compared to the accuracy that we're seeing, but it could factor in at the finale if Luqas ends up dropping down to a similar accuracy, and assuming they just don't keep the SS the whole time. And welcome, Animo Luqas. We'll be approaching the final Ki time very shortly. We're nearing the end of this map. Luqas still keeping an impressive SS at the moment. Decrare still keeping a full combo. Both players are playing well. Oh, the SS is dropped during the Ki time, but Luqas still has a healthy lead at this point in time. A miss would let Decrare try and catch up a bit, but I'm not certain if there's enough time in the map anymore. especially with Decrare picking up a few extra 100s right at the end of the Ki section. And Luqas ends up clutching out their second point of the match. 100 and one finisher 100. So not quite the SS, but still a very respectable performance, honestly, from both players. There's just not much you can do against the 2-100 player, unfortunately. And taking into question Luqas' statement of not good at AC. Well, Mania and Taiko are very different games. And we're going to DT1. Again, it's definitely the biggest accuracy check, but that's mainly because it's double time.
I am the one, I'm here. If you trade it, your time has come to be downgraded. I've already won, as far as can see. So keep your eyes on me. I recommend you keep your distance. I'm combustible. Keep on burning day and night.
Got a bit of a fan supporting for Luqas in the chat. It just makes Decrare a dark horse here, makes them the underdog. I guess in the audience's eyes anyways. In terms of performance, I'd say these two players are pretty close to each other. At least from what I've seen so far. Oh, and the miss right at the start for Decrare. I think it's actually Decrare, so I'm gonna just start saying that. But missed right at the start from Decrare is gonna make it a little difficult to. And okay, that additional miss is definitely going to make it tricky for Decrare to pick back up. Luqas had a bit of a rough start in the map, but they seem to have recovered and are now honing in their accuracy pretty well. As they enter the second Ki time section, just past the halfway mark. I mean, that Ki section was short, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. We've entered the break, and we can see 100,000 point difference. Luqas would have to mess up quite a lot at this point for Decrare to have a chance of a comeback for this map, at least. And unfortunately, Decrare showing even more 100s, which are not uncommon on double time, but it's not helping their position in this match against Luqas. Yeah, and Luqas manages to clutch out their third point with a pretty healthy lead of 150,000 point difference at this point. Well, just in any point at this point, I guess. Having a stroke, sorry. is 3-1 in Lucas's favor at the moment. And it is Decrare's pick, so they could potentially make a comeback here. No, don't worry, my strokes last like 5 seconds, it's fine. Well then how will I commentate for season 10? It's not, I don't think that's how that works. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so I've been given permission from Taiko Mom to cease to exist after July or August. Alright. So, peace. Nah, I'll probably be around. And, well, okay, so we are just going in order for the nomads. Well, I mean, I guess we had a... You know what? We had a commercial break for Double Time 1. We had a commercial break for Double Time 1, but we have continued just going into maps in order for Snuffy for Nomad 4. I'm going to assume Decrare chose this because they noticed Luqas struggling on low SV during Blaze. So we'll find out if Decrare is capable of hacking this map well, at the very least. Luqas off to a little bit of a rough start, but the map is long, and Decrare has unfortunately had an even rougher transition into the rest of the map. And so this is going to be a pretty close match between this is going to be a close map between the two of them. Just because it seems that, well, it definitely seems that Luqas struggles a lot more with low SV than Decrare does. That's for certain. Neither of them seem entirely comfortable, but this does seem to be one of Luqas's weaker points, is struggling with lower SV. And hey, I mean, all you need to do in a tournament is be better than your opponent, so it doesn't matter if you don't feel confident, it's if you feel more confident than your opponent. As we approach the 2/3 mark in the map, we got almost a 100-point deficit, but this time in Decrare's favor. A daring pick as it may have been, according to Lucas's words, it seems to be paying off in spades for Decrare. hot tips from the chat. Remember not to miss. Super valuable. Decrare is now starting to struggle with accuracy a bit, but with a healthy 100,000 point lead, I think they're going to be able to lock in their second points. And that extra miss is definitely going to seal the deal for Decrare. Yeah, Luqas just cannot handle slow SV. But luckily for Luqas, any slow SV maps that could have been chosen, which the last one would have been Hidden 2, and I guess neither player felt confident about Hidden. And then if this ends up going to tiebreaker, there is a slow section in that. But outside of that, luckily for Luqas, we're done with slow SV at this point. Well, this is low BPM still, so perhaps Decrare still has a chance in this, but this is definitely this is an ACK map, and the SV, well, it's not slow anymore, so back-to-back bangers. That's right. That's right, back-to-back bangers. I mean, the whole pool is bangers in my opinion, but definitely not saying that with, yeah, anyways. Hidden 3 waiting room. It'd be crazy if after both hidden maps, Hidden 3 was chosen. that would be something, alright. A slight hiccup from Decrare right at the start of the map here. But no break from either player yet. But that act difference is going to make Luke. Oh. Well, the miss was fairly early, and if Decrare keeps up with a low accuracy, that miss might not matter for Luqas, but that miss does give a window of opportunity for Decrare to make a comeback. Both players dealing with the finisher spam pretty well. As we head into the last part of the map, Luqas still has, it's not a healthy lead, but they do have a lead. Too much accuracy drops from Luqas will swing it back in Decrare's favor, but Decrare unfortunately is taking up that mantle instead of dropping hundreds. And from there, I believe that is the last low BPM map that we had left. So from this point forward, we only have, I believe we only have BPMs above 180 at this point. Which, going off of the skill sets, I would say that Luqas is favored to be able to take the game. But Decrare is not out of the game yet, obviously. It is match point, that is true. Decrare's not out of the game yet. They can still surprise us with these last two maps, but we are out of the slow BPMs, unfortunately. Which is where Decrare seemed to have benefited the most, or maybe it's more accurate to say Luqas struggled the most instead. Because I don't think Decrare has been playing bad in any of this. But Luqas has just been solid throughout. TB1. That's the big brain play. Hell yeah. I respect it. It's not possible, but I respect it. Yeah, for one, I'm not certain. Yeah, what's left? Hidden 3, Hard Rock 2 and 3. Yeah, there we go. They just posted it. Very good. Yeah. We got the unbanned Hidden, the 2 Hard Rocks, and a double time left. Double time 2, going straight for the speediest map, which seems to be where Luqas... Speed does seem to be one of Luqas' stronger points, so this could end up sealing the deal, or perhaps Luqas will find a way to throw it away. Starting off this map, well, so neither player will have an SS at the end of this, but Luqas is holding... Both players are holding a strong accuracy, and they both ended up messing up a little bit in the KD string that existed there. But Luqas does have a better accuracy overall at the moment, and Decrare is not helping their case, unfortunately. Nearly a 50,000, okay, well now, around a 50,000 point difference between the two players. It's not impossible for Luqas to start messing up on accuracy in the latter half of this map, but that's going to have to come sooner rather than later if Decrare wants their third point, and unfortunately I'm not seeing it happen. Rather, I'm seeing the opposite happen, where Decrare is picking up all these 100s, where Luqas just continues their 300 trek. They picked up a few there, but it might be too late for Decrare to make a comeback. This might be Luqas' game to win at this point. And that is the end of the match, right then and there. And so Luqas is able to move on in the loser's bracket. Hold on. We're on this stupid thing. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So Luqas is able to move on from the losers brackets. We're able to move on to round 3, where their opponent isn't decided yet. It's between Chromacia and Prince of Hell, but Luqas moves on to losers round 3, and Decrare, unfortunately, has been eliminated from the tournament at this point. It was well played on both ends, but Luqas was able to just clutch it out a little bit more against Decrare. So, we will eventually find out who Luqas will be fighting next, but in terms of the overall brackets, let's see, match feed. So it seems that Namadine will actually be fighting Gianni the Noob in the losers bracket next week. And our next match will be in a little under 2 hours from now. Not much, but about an hour and a half from now, I guess we should say. So we'll be taking a small intermission. Oh, hello bot, how you doing, friend? Glad to see you here. But yes, between Chromacia and Prinzoff, we'll find out exactly who Decrare will be facing. Or not Decrare, Luqas. That's my fault. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Imagine being illiterate. That's a shame.